Hey there, Foxy Gamers! Welcome back to Let's Build the Lego Movie and Planet Coaster. I went ahead and finished up our Lego Movie logo here, so now you can see it has all of the parts to it, along with the. And I have saved this on the Steam Workshop if you would like to download that for yourself. I turned this into a building by putting the little 1 meter post piece in there, but my blueprint is without that, and it's a scenery object, just in case somebody wants to actually change the rotation of this logo, because right now, if you move it, you know, you can only rotate on the X, and then you'd have to, like, go in and select this, but in order to not select this piece in the middle, it'd be kind of tricky. So I left it as a scenery piece, and you are welcome to add your building piece to it, should you like. Anyway, eventually I'm going to make some sort of stand or wall for this to be a part of, but I'm gonna wait until we get the rest of our park a little bit more developed before we do that. For the time being, I want to work on the entrance here to Emmett's apartment. Now, I know in the actual movie, he was part of a big apartment building, and he was actually up on, like, the 3rd floor or something like that. But oh, whoa, does some weird stuff with the Z fighting when I zoom out too far. I'm not gonna really be too concerned about that right now, because it would be really tricky to make our guests go up to that apartment and then back down. So I'm just gonna pretend like he has his own little house here. But I will actually give him the front porch like he has in the movie. So that is what my goal is for today. Okay, so the way I'm going to make sure all these line up, but not have them all part of the same building, is I'll just go into each of these buildings, oops, and I'll duplicate a piece, and then select that piece, separate it from the building. That way, everything will be lined up. Well, maybe, haha. But I don't have to worry about manually doing it every time. So we'll stick this guy here, and this will be the landing of our little, not a balcony per se, but like, what would you call that? It's a porch? Yeah, duh, front porch. Alright, so his house isn't quite lined up with this whole grid that we have going on, which means we are going to need to stick it through here a little bit. I will perhaps worry about that later. But for now, let's duplicate all these guys. Actually, we're gonna have to do them one by one since we can't rotate these the way that we can other pieces. But it's no big deal. There we go. Beginnings of our front porch. Now, I want to make sure the path is going to be able to fit along here. So take care of this first. Let's extend this out just a tad so I know where to place the path. Alright. So now we can put this in the right spot. Oh, no! That's not what I wanted. Okay. It's more difficult than it looks. I swear. Okay, we're gonna try this a different way. We're going to start this piece first by using this little control hack. Well, no, it's not a hack, but thing I didn't know about before. Oh, but let's make sure we're on the right spot there. Because I, for some reason, am having a terrible time trying to get my stairs lined up just right. Just because of the restraints the game has on us right now. Well, shoot. Yeah, see, I don't really like this. That's not... It's not where I want the path to go. We want it at a different level. Nope. Oh my gosh. Okay, this is kind of a mess. I'll get back to you in a second. Okay, guys, welcome back. This was, my best attempt. I know it's not perfect, but man, oh man, is it hard to get these paths to do what I want. So, if you know more tricks that you're not seeing me use, please feel free to let me know. What I'd like to do is be able to 100% control the angle of these paths, because I'd like it to just go down the stairs like that, but it doesn't appear that I can do that. So I'm gonna try to move these to sort of, oops, place them where I would like it to look. Because I want it to look like they're walking down the stairs of the front porch. And no, that's fine. Not gonna work. Okay, so we're gonna leave it there. And we'll just hide the fact that it's not on this when we get to making the railings. Okay, so now what I want to do is fill in this spot with more of these roof panels, but we're gonna vary the color a little bit to make it look as though there are different Lego pieces in between. There. And now, this is when I wish I could have control over it being smaller than 2 meter grid size, but we'll have to make do with what we got. Okay, so we'll just make this a darker gray, but it's kind of a brownish tint in the movie that I'm looking at here. Yeah, that works okay. I like that, I think. Alright, there we go. I think that will do nicely. It looks like we used some various Lego pieces to stack these all together. Okay, so now for the railing. And I think I want to make this its own separate piece so that I can duplicate it and place it the way I want to, like I've done many times before. So we'll use this technique that I was talking about, where we'll duplicate this guy, separate it out, and then this is what we will put our little railing on. So now we're gonna use Art Deco pieces again. Alright, well we're gonna have to make these railings just a little bit bigger than I actually want them to be, so that they will look like the way I want them to. Alright, this is gonna be a really giant railing, and in fact so big that we probably need these all to scooch out a bit. And that's gonna take too long, so let's grab everything here and see if moving it out just one grid spot is gonna be enough. Is that where it was supposed to be? Yeah, okay. Alright, in that case we might make our path wider if I feel like dealing with the path again, that is. So now we will duplicate this one. And of course my relative axis is not exactly the way I want it, but we'll just have to deal with it. Alright, so here's my workaround. I'm just going to duplicate this guy in place and put it in line with itself in the way that I want. And then I'll move these all together, and hopefully if I rotate them, they will then like be the proper orientation with the, as far as being able to translate them goes. Okay, so we don't need this anymore. Let's see what happens when we move these all together. Hopefully this will work. Yes, it does. Hooray. Hooray. Great slash hooray. That's my new word. Hooray. That's already a word that exists. I don't know what I'm talking about. Sweet. Now let's see what happens if we duplicate this. No! Ah, you piece of crap. Okay, fine. Okay. We're gonna place a few more of these in row. Just so that it's easier to translate them. The up and down always stays the same, or the y-axis rather. It's the rest of... Oh no. Did that not... Oh no! Don't be a jerk! There! Hurrah! Now we can just scooch these down. Uh-oh. Wait. Ah! I didn't have them straightened out. Whoopsies. This is where being a perfectionist is not the best thing, because this is taking me so much longer than it would a normal person. Actually, let's grab both of these at the same time so that they'll be in line with each other. Once again, being a perfectionist, but oh well. Alright, so now they're not quite centered. These aren't going to be perfectly spaced, but that's okay, because what's important is that they're centered on this brick here. Alright, there we have it. That's not too bad, actually. It's gonna be huge compared to the people walking through, but this whole entire park is supposed to be like a giant Lego movie park, so that's fine. But let's put the railing on this railing. I guess that's what the top part is called. Let's see. I think we're gonna want to go with the flat rectangular. Now, I hope it's going to be nice to us and allow us to line these up properly. It should, hypothetically, be as wide as the diameter of these poles. Okay, there we go. We'll make this the darker color that we're using. And start making our railing. Alright, there we go. I put a little gap in here to kind of make it look like a separate Lego piece there. And we'll just continue on. Oops, maybe we'll use this to continue on down the railing. And we're gonna keep it flat as though it was snapped to these. But we will probably have to use some of our little diamond guys. Ooh, actually, yeah. I like this idea. Prism, rather. Whoops, let's turn on the snap, shall we? Alright, I changed my mind. Triangles are gonna be too much of a bitch. So we're gonna use this cubes and see if we can just make this look good instead. We'll match the thickness and everything, but it might not be the perfect angle that I want. Yeah, it works easier with these cubes because the triangles are at like a really weird angle. They're not set up the way you'd think they would be. Except this still isn't going to work the way I want it to. Fine. Okay. That'll have to do there. This will be our railing piece. Let's see. I maybe had an extra piece in here I didn't need. Nope. We did need that because there's not enough overlap without that. Okay. I hope this is going to work the way that I want it to. Alright, so now we're gonna take each of these railing pieces, maybe. And make it go down like so. This is kind of a hack, but I think it'll look well enough anyway. Alright, there we have it. I think that's coming along okay. Yeah. It's not perfect, nor is it anywhere close to what I wanted it to be, but it doesn't look too bad in the end, I don't think. So, next episode, we can start fleshing this out here. We're gonna build the street and perhaps some other Lego buildings with some rides mixed in. I don't know yet whether that'll be on the street or like in the place of where there would be another house. And I might also throw a roof on this off camera, as well as clean up a little bit of this and make it actually go up to the wall. But that is going to be it for this episode. So thank you guys for joining me. I hope you are enjoying the series. And any sort of input that you have, as always, is appreciated. And until next time, stay foxy, everyone.